I have a huge leak to talk to you about, which I debuted on my last Twitch stream on twitch.tv/dcade, which my next stream should be with the second anniversary of Master Duel. And this card that I'm leaking to you is coming out in the next main selection pack. That card is Diabellstar, the Black Witch. She's also getting an animation with the new pack, and she's so easily summoned. You're going to see that animation all over the place. You're going to summon it. Your opponent's going to summon it. Pretty much every single deck can play this card, and we're going to talk about should your own deck play this, even if you're not playing a deck specific for this, which would be a deck that summons a level 1 fire like Rescue Ace. If we look at the tier list on YugiOhMeta.com in the past 3 months for the OCG, Fire King, they use Diabellstar. Rescue Ace uses Diabellstar. Snake Eye uses Diabellstar. We have Infernoid using Diabellstar. A ton of the top decks use it, but why? So looking at the card here, not only are those decks using it, but also Vanquished Souls trying it out a little bit, 80% using it. That's quite a lot. Some Invoke, Dogmatica, Makonko, Synchrons, even Trap Tricks is having fun with the card. Why is this card able to be splashed with so many different decks? Well, the 3 effects it has is effect number 1, you send a card to the graveyard that you control or in your hand to special summon this card. And then the second effect is on summon, you could set a Sinful Spoil spell/trap directly from your deck. We'll talk about that in a bit. And then during your opponent's turn, if this card is sent from your hand or field to the graveyard, it resummons itself back in the field, which would trigger the second effect of setting a Sinful Spoils from your deck onto the field. Now, looking at the card here, the main card you're going to be searching, let's type in Diabell. The card that you'll be setting up will mostly be the original Sinful Spoils. What this will do is send one other face-up card you control to special summon a level 1 fire from your hand or deck. Now, let's search up fire and level 1 and main deck. And I'll sort by the most popular ones. So this is why Rescue Ace is playing this, but what about a more generic use of this card? That'd be Jet Synchron. If you want to put Jet Synchron and Diabellstar in any of your decks, this is going to give you access to Borreload Savage Dragon. It will even give you access to making a Baron to floor play, which I'll show you in a bit. And what is the other card that you'll be searching? If you do not want to go into Synchros, because maybe you don't care about that, you will actually play it for this. And yes, there are deck lists I'll show you in a bit that are playing it for just this without the synchroing. What this will do when you search and set it, you could then send your Diabellstar on the field to the grave to negate a card in the field. Then it will trigger her effect to resummon herself back on the field, setting up another Sinful Spoils from the deck. And then with this card now in the graveyard, you could shuffle it back in the deck to draw a card and then search it again. I'll actually show you that in about 2 seconds. Well, maybe in a minute. So looking at a deck like Makonko here, they're playing it for the Jet Synchron engine, which I want to be showing you. You could easily summon your Excel Synchro Stardust, reborn the Jet Synchron, and then you can make a Power Tool Braver, and then you reborn, or you, with the Jet Synchron, you reborn it again, actually, through the effect of Jet Synchron, and then you make a Baron to floor. And then if we look at Vanquished Soul here, they're not playing tuners with the Diabellstar that you're going to summon from the deck because they don't even play the Sinful Spoils that summons it. They instead just play the Silvera, the negate. And we looked at Invoke Dogmatica here. They also do not play any level 1 fires. They're using it strictly for the negate. So let's look at that real quick and how that works. So let's activate this new card that's also going to be coming. It's very important for Diabellstar. Quick effect, and it being a quick effect is actually a downside because the turn you set it from your deck, you cannot activate it. So this is not really a good search with your Diabellstar. It's a card starter. You want to open up with it. So we're going to activate it, searching for our Black Witch. And then Black Witch could send a card to the graveyard to special summon. She will activate. She will then search for the trap here. So let's set up the trap. And I'm just going to summon a Kaiku because the opponent's not going to summon an effect monster that we can negate. So now let's see what we would do to our opponent. Let's say they would summon an effect monster here, and we would then activate our trap to negate their monster. So I'll send her to the graveyard, but we're going to have to negate our own because it's the only effect monster on the field. This will then trigger her effect to reborn back onto the field, and to reborn, you have to send a card from your hand or on the field to the graveyard to get that reborn effect. So we'll just send from the hand, come forth, and then she's going to activate. And while I said this was not good to search, it's okay to search on your opponent's turn because you're going to then use it on your own turn. The turn you set it, you're just not going to be able to activate it that turn. So let's set this up. And then get ready for the recycle effect. So we're just going to draw for our turn. This is you deciding if you want to play this in your own deck. So let's activate the effect of the Sinful Spoils Wanted, returning the trap back on the deck, and you draw a card here. And then we could search for another Black Witch with the Sinful Spoils that we set from the deck. And then we could special summon our second copy. And now we got 2 Sinful Spoil Black Witches on the field if they didn't deal with the other one. And just like that, you recycled this negate. Plus you got a draw. Plus you got a level 7 Dark Body on the field with an animation. So it's going to be your choice if you want something like this in your deck, as you saw Vanquish Soul and the Invoke deck just teching this in. This is pretty much the only synergy. And then I guess, you know, you could link and synchro with it if you have a tuner to use with it. So let's look at the other use with this card. Let's look at this one. So this is going to be how the Makonkos have been using it. And you could put this in any deck, okay? You tell me if you like this combo, if you would want to put this in your deck. So we are going to be special summoning our Diabellstar. She's going to be activating, and we're not searching for the trap. We're searching for this card. This is going to be the one that special summons a level 1 fire from the deck. So let's set that up on the field. And you have to send a card you control. So we're just going to have another card in the field. You know, it could even be a spell or trap, field spell, whatever. We'll send it to the graveyard. And that's going to special summon your Jet Synchron, which you could put in any deck. So just like that, Jet Synchron's on the field. And then within any deck, you could make your Excel Start a Synchro, which will then reborn the Jet Synchron from the graveyard. And then this is where the Makonko player was playing the Power Tool Braver Dragon. But if you're a generic deck, you could summon something like the Croco Dragon instead. So we'll summon the Croco Dragon, come forth and summon. And by the way, Croco Dragon activates to draw a card. So free draw, and then you have the effect to pop card on the field if you want, but we're not going to. Then we're going to use the Jet Synchron, discarding any card from our hand. It could be a card that we drew. And then, just like that, we now have a Baron freaking DeFleur. So that is incredible right there, especially with the Croco Dragon. I do like that draw 1 combo. Now you can get popping and you can get negating. So you choose, do you want the negate? Do you want the Baron DeFleur engine plus draw and pop a card in the field? And then if you opened up with the wanted spoils and not just the Diabellstar, you could then shuffle the Sinful Spoils back in the deck and draw an additional card. So it's a ton of advantage, plus, you know, the very nice level 7 body on the field. So let's see what is another use with this card that I have in our decks here. I think we could look at, I think Snake Eye. They're using it. So here's a Borreload Savage combo. I'll show you this one. Maybe you don't want to be making a Baron DeFleur. Instead, you want to do this combo. So let's activate this. Let's come to us, our Diabellstar. Diabellstar is going to be special summoning by discarding. And then we're going to activate to grab from our deck our Sinful Spoils. And then, you know, this will be able to special summon it from your hand or deck. So what's great about this is the Jet Synchron is not a Garnet. A Garnet is a card that's required to be in the deck for a combo to work. So when the cards say deck or hand, it is that much better. It's a very big deal. So we're going to be sending the Effect Veiler, special summoning the Jet Synchron wherever it is. Now, for the Snake Eye deck, they would want to be summoning the other Snake Eye cards too if they have that play. So come forth, Jet Synchron. And then what we could do is, well, first, we could draw a card. So if you open up the Wanted, that's a free draw 1. Thank you very much. Back in the deck, draw a free card. And then for this combo, we do want a Link monster in the graveyard, so we could just make a Link Karibo. We could then secure Gardna over it. And then we can, hey, that card we drew, we actually needed it. Come forth and summon. And now we could very easily make our Borreload Savage Dragon with the Diabellstar engine. So activate, equip, and now we have that negate. So Borreload Savage Dragon or Baron DeFleur. Now, the main use of the card that absolutely breaks decks is when your deck uses and abuses a level 1 fire. So don't worry, I'm not going through this full combo because that would be kind of cringe. We're going to be, you could open up with a Diabellstar or with the Wanted. So come forth, activate, set from the deck. That's going to be the Sinful Spoils. And then Sinful Spoils, we're not going to be summoning a Jet Synchron. So we could send her even. See, oh no, we lost her. Well, we don't even need her because the main card in the deck still will play Jet Synchron. But for this combo, the main combo is, boom. We now have our main combo starter, Rescue Ace Fire Hydrant. this is why Rescue Ace is super top tier. So is it going to be top tier next week? I can't say so because we're missing the other cards. So for example, if I activate and I search for my airlifter and then I normal summon my airlifter, I'm going to tell you where the problem is. Look at that. We have our normal summon still after doing this combo. We don't have emergency. All right, so that's going to be the big difference between this deck being top tier and not top tier. Is the deck a lot more playable since we can get Fire Hydrant onto the field? Yeah, it is, but we do not have emergency, which is what really breaks the deck. So now I think you got a very good understanding of how the card works and why it is going to be top tier on release and be used by many decks. Let's look on the website real quick. Is there anything else to really say about this card? Synchrons is, holy moly, what the heck? Synchrons, there you go, Diabellstar. You could look at the TCG version. They're even playing the Diabellstar. Look at Rescue Ace. They're loving the Diabellstar. Snake Eye. And we'll have another video about this. And then here is Fire King, a deck that is, I'm actually going to debut a leak right now. We're not getting Bonfire, okay? So I do want to clarify that. Bonfire is not coming next week, okay? That's what my source tells me. That's the information we have, and now you know. So that is a big deal, but she does not need it. And a lot of the decks that use her, you don't need something like the Bonfire, as it just, adds a level 4 lower pyro that's more needed for cards that are actually that, like this thing, Pyro Poplar. And all right, so there you go. That is the leak. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick video. Oh boy, it's almost 12 minutes. And now you know what the card does, and you let me know if you're excited to play this in your own deck and put it into any deck, all right? So I'll see you on twitch.tv/Dcade, and I'm going to be making another leak video, which I will be debuting a leak that I have not shown on Twitch. So we're not done with the February pack. I still have one more leak to show you, which will maybe be out tomorrow or in 2 days. I'm not sure exactly, but thank you very much. We are out.